Hi, my name is Victor Bart and this is my 2005 Suzuki Jimny, which I'm gonna turn into a micro overlander. And in the previous video we toured around the Jimny to see what we have now. So in this video we're gonna build it out till a real overlander, so we can sleep, eat and repeat. I want to have a fridge and I want to have a water system, I want to have a power system, and everything needs to fit in this tiny mighty machine. So yeah, let's get started. They already built an interior in this Jimny. It's pretty nice because this can slide in and this can go up, so you can put stuff in here. But I have my own ideas. I have a different way how I want to use this little rig. So I'm just gonna remove some stuff here and make like a more blank space to start over with my own ideas. So this tray can go out. But now we need to decide what we're gonna do inside of this area. And the back of the Jimny at the bottom is 92 centimeters wide, and the upper platform area here, measured from here to where it drops down, is 85 centimeters. And the rear opening is like 88 centimeters. So for storage, I went to German overlanding style, the standard gray box. This box is 60 by 40 by 20, and I got 4 of them. So what I want to do is, when I made the platform, put the boxes in and make them work like drawers. But I think 1 row is probably enough, because if I put the second row on top, and this will raise a bit, there will be wood in between, so I think it will go to this height. I think that will be a bit too much for the small space. Also, I found a nice fridge online, like drawer style, that is 4 centimeters wider, 5 centimeters taller and 10 centimeters deeper. So I can better just go for 2 boxes, and then for example the fridge will be here, and this will be not as tall but deeper for the bed platform. And then also I need to find some space for a 20-liter jerry can and some water tank. Also, what many people do is here in the door make like a little table to prep food or stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is that could be a really nice kitchen, because I'm gonna cook on gas with like a little camping gas cooker. And if I make it like that, here is the cooker, and like here is like a water faucet that you can just take out and take some water. I think that will be a nice way to work with this space. But also when I raise the platform here, I will have some room under it. So probably if you take out the boxes, you can reach under it and also store stuff there. I need to figure out how I gonna design and make this, but I'm probably not gonna first draw it out. I will just start with the platform and the boxes, and then as I go I will add stuff and build it out, just like how I built the Unimog, with some plans in my head, but it can always change and see where it goes. So the base platform is done. From this unit I can build the rest on top of it. And it's super easy to install. Just slide it in. There are metal brackets in the front so it doesn't slide forward. And then push it down. And I need to put an extra block here so it don't hang through. And then we take the boxes and we put them in. The Jimny build is on hold because my gearbox has an issue with a bearing. So I'm now heading to a Suzuki specialist. He will fix the gearbox, check out the Jimny, and then we make a plan what needs to be fixed and make this a really good car. So I left the Jimny at the shop. They're gonna replace the gearbox and we checked the car and there's not much wrong with it. No rust on the normal spots, so a really good car. And I decided to walk to the train through this beautiful Dutch countryside. The Jimny is repaired. I just picked it up from the workshop. They swapped the gearbox for a refurbished R72. And I went to an off-road park to test out the Jimny for the first time. So here's some footage of it. You should really check out the full video. It was super fun and a lot of Jimnys on the event. And I did some modifications here in the cabin. I installed 2 USB ports and 2 power sockets. One power socket is for the CB radio that's installed here, and this is our unit that I had with my brother in the 90s in our boat, and it has a scan function and works still great and super simple and basic one, but I have a CB radio but no one else. But if you drive in a convoy and you all have CB radios, that is fun. And the USB and the power socket for the CB radio are connected with a relay, so when I switch off the car they automatically power off, so they cannot drain the battery. But the other socket is directly wired to the battery with a 20 amp fuse, because my little compressor needs a 12 volt 15 amp power socket. So now I can plug it in here and have no worries about popping the fuses and pump up my tires. That was really important to directly install before the off-road event, so I could lower my tire pressure and pump it up again. The rear drawers are done, so I now have 2 big boxes that I can pull out to store stuff. And it's now full of recovery gear of the off-road event, but one of the boxes will be the kitchen box and the other one tools, recovery gear and stuff like that. One thing you don't have in a Jimny, that is space, so I need to be really practical where I put stuff, but I think everything that I want will fit in this car. I really love and enjoy building 12 volt and 24 volt systems. I did the whole Unimog, all the wires, and it's just amazing. But you don't have the space for a whole complete system in a Jimny. I was thinking, let's go the route of a power station like this all-power S1500 power station, because it has a built-in inverter of 1500 watt. It can power... Oh. It has a light. It can power your fridge by this power plug here. It has solar input. Also an input to DC or AC charging, a display here, even Bluetooth. Here you have 3 normal USBs and a USB-C up to 100 watt, also for charging, and 2 power outputs of 5 amps for lights, pumps and stuff like that. So this whole unit is everything you need in a Jimny. You can also charge this while driving with the secret power plug. I found a hack. The power brick that uses the same input on the unit is 30 volt 10 amps. So if we connect this, we have almost 300 watt of charging, and with this only 120 watt. So the solution that I found is in this Victron DC to DC converter. With this DC to DC converter we can just mimic the power brick while driving. So this unit takes 12 volt input and makes it 24 volt. and it has a rating of 10 amp, just like the power brick. But we can also put out more than 24 volt, up to 30 volt from this unit. If I use this unit, I can charge the power bank up in 4 hours driving. And 4 hours driving is something pretty normal if you travel with a car. The fridge is in, and it's only a 30-liter fridge, but as you can see, it's pretty large for the Jimny because it's pretty deep, because the compressor is on the rear. And I need to have it more to the middle to open the drawer. And the power station is now on top of here, and I really need to find a good spot for it. The power station is not too big, but it has a design flaw. You have connectors here. You have connectors here, and you have connectors here. So on all sides cables are sticking out, so that makes the unit larger. Why don't they just put all the connectors on one side? I think this is a stupid design. And also I want to have my 20-liter water tank somewhere. And I'm gonna sleep on this side because then you have the most depth, and I have my air mattress here, which fits nicely, and it's a slimline model. But the problem is, if I sleep on this side, I need to put everything that has some weight on this side, including the driver. So that makes the car more out of balance. So I don't really like that. So I really need to think about it, how I want to design this and move things around and make a better plan than just put the fridge here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make some food, drink some beer and think about it. Let's enjoy a simple meal, YouTube and some good beer. Proost. I got an idea which might work, and that is turn around the fridge. So now it can be much more into the side wall, so this gets wider, and long people probably don't fit in the Jimny anymore, but I'm short, so no problem. This is now much wider. The 20-liter water jerrycan can be here, so that's better for the weight balance. The bed fits. The power bank can go on top of here, or maybe in that corner. I just need to see. I think I found a new approach to the Jimny camper, and that is using the driver door to get into the Jimny camper and putting the seat forward, and look how much space you will have doing it like this. So the advantage is, if it rains, you can just get in, get your shoes off, put them here, store some clothes under the bed, and then crawl into the bed, and then open the fridge here, get some beer, some drinks, some snacks. I think this will be perfect. I will also bring a ground tent, but if you have like a long travel day and you just want to make distance, it's easier to just park your Jimny somewhere and sleep inside. Also, if it rains and it's just terrible weather, you can better go inside of the Jimny. And if you are staying longer on a nice spot and the weather is nice, you use the ground tent. And I actually have a deadline to finish this camper, because in the Netherlands we have a very good self-bouw, self-built camper Facebook group, and they have a meetup. And I said, can I come with the Jimny? And they said, yes, but only if you can sleep inside. And that is over 2 weeks. So over 2 weeks, this setup needs to be functional and working. I'm now installing the Victron DC to DC converter, but the remote function didn't work as I was thinking, so I added this relay so it switches off when you turn off the ignition key. The ignition key is off, so also the DC-DC converter is off. So if I put the ignition on, you see the Bluetooth light blinking, so this unit is now powered on because of the relay. And then when I start the engine, you see here an LED. And if it gives power, it turns green like this. Now we turn off the car, and if the voltage drops on a certain level, it automatically turns off the 24 volt. And if I remove the ignition key, the unit completely turns off. I found it pretty hard to come up with a support system for the bed when the chair is down, but I think I found a good solution. Here on the Jimny you have the support bracket for the chair. So I was thinking, if I take a piece of wood shaped like this, I can put it on here, and now it's like attached to the floor, so it can't move around. And this is a strong piece to put some weight on it. But on the other side there wasn't much that I could use that I liked. So I took a bracket like this and reshaped it into this bracket. And this bracket will go here where the chair is bolted down, and then it gave this notch, so I can make something similar that can go on top of here and also supports the other side of the bed. Let me show you my single bed Jimny camper solution. The first part that I made is this bridge, and it has a hinge so it can pack smaller. So this goes over here. So this is the base support of the bed. Then I have two main supports that slots in here and slots over here, and this is the other side. Most of you have way too many hex keys, so I took two of them as pins here to lock these supports on the rear frame, so it can't fall out forward. And then I have this piece, and that locks the front together. So now it becomes like a structure. And this is the main platform. It has a hinge here so it packs smaller, and pins at the rear so it can slot in and lock in place. And because this is the first prototype, I use this clamp for now here in the corner, so you can lock this platform in place that it won't fall to this side. And now the only thing to do is to climb on the platform and lay down. And this is still on prototype. It's not perfect yet, but it's already pretty strong. And on this part only your legs are supported and your main body weight is on the main platform. This was my CB antenna on my roof of my Jimny with a magnet, and I already broke it. I tripped over the cable and the connector broke off. So I was thinking, yeah, let's get a better looking CB radio antenna. So yeah, let's throw this away. And then I found this one online for 40 euros. It's 1 meter long. I attached a little flag. Weet, weet, weet. It has a way stronger magnet. It even has screws, so you can also detach the magnet and just put it on a roof rack. You can easily remove the tip by screwing it off. So if you go to a forest, you can just take it down. Let's install this on the Jimny, and that's really simple because done. So this is my 20-liter water jerry can. It's from 1975 from the Dutch army, so it's 49 years old, but it's still perfect. It's clean inside, and it has a really big filler opening here. But what I'm gonna do is install this filler cap on top of it, because I made a pass-through with 10mm hoses. So this is a water pump that goes inside of the tank. So I'm gonna connect it through the pass-through, and then power goes on here, and then when I put power on the pump, it pumps the water out. And to get the water out, I got this little water faucet with a switch here, and if I open it, it opens the water line but also switches the power on to the pump. Let's test out the pump. On the Allpowers S1500 we have a solar input that supports up to 300 watt of charging. And one of the options that you can get with this power station is this solar panel, which is foldable. So you can easily pack it up like this. The cable is inside of here and it has support brackets, but the support brackets are a bit annoying. If you put it down, you fold it out, it becomes pretty big, and then you need to put all the supports down, and while you put one down, the other flips up again. So as you can see, it's a little bit of struggle to set it up, but it is a 200 watt panel, so could match with the power station. I also want to have a permanent panel on top of the Jimny, so my fridge can run forever and I always charge the power station a bit. So to do that, I found this Victron solar panel. It's 115 watt. It fits perfectly on the handrails of the Jimny. And the nice thing is, this panel uses MC4 connectors, but also this panel uses MC4 connectors. So if I combine both panels, I have 200 watt and 115 watt, so that's 315 watt. The input is only 300 watt, but the solar panel will never max out. So the extra 15 watt is no problem. You won't get any issues with this unit. The input for AC and DC supports up to 300 watt. Also the solar panel supports up to 300 watt, but if you combine them in total, it's also 300 watt. So my DC to DC converter gives now 260 watt. I can even put more voltage out of it, so up to 300 watt. So if I use the DC to DC converter, I have no more extra room for a 115 watt solar panel. So to solve that, I made this cable. And this cable is my solar disconnect. So here we have a relay. And this is the cable that goes to the DC to DC converter. So if I put 24 volt on it, the relay switches the solar panel off. So if I stop my car and turn the engine off, it automatically switches the solar panel on again. So I have my solar panel charging. My mother had this car before me and they installed these blocks under the handrails. But I added this L bracket with a bolt here, so I can mount my solar panel. So the thing that I need to do is now rivet them back into the handrails. The solar panel is installed on the roof with some bolts and some rivets and some aluminium, so that's very strong. And to prevent wind noise while driving, I will install this half round cable channel. It has some sticky stuff on the back side, so I found it in the hardware store in the discount section. Not sure if it will hold, but at least it probably will help a lot with the wind noise, because now the wind can flow around it instead of hitting the flat side. And also I have one for the rear of the solar panel. The Jimny is ready to go camping next week. The solar panel is on and the antenna for the CB radio. And if we open the rear, we see a small problem. I'm running out of space and I only take the basics that I need. I installed the 20-liter water can here, and for now the tap is here, so I have running water. This drawer is now kitchen stuff, this one is tools, and the recovery gear is under the passenger seat. And it's quite late now and the solar panel is doing 18 watt right now. I think I'm gonna take the bed down and rearrange some stuff and then drive home.
Ik ben Sherpa en dat is Jimmy. Daar. Rood, kan je slapen? Lekker slapen. Daar. Rood, Jimmy. Jimmy boy, Jimmy boy.
Jimmy. So this is my Jimmy, and I like to ride in my Jimmy. I make a very nice bed here. Check my bed. It's a very nice bed.
The water, pss, water, pss, pss.
No, he make the water go up. He make the water go up.
My Jimny camper isn't finished yet, but this weekend I will go camping. I just finished working, so I'm now going to drive 160 kilometers and it's 12 o'clock, so the roads will be empty, but it's still already really late. So yeah, let's go. I arrived 2:30 in the morning and I drank some beers and chatted a bit, and now it's time to sleep in the Jimny camper and I have no clue what I'm doing. Stuff is everywhere, it's very crowded, everything is inside the Jimny, so that's already good. The tent is here, not sure where I'm gonna place it if I don't use it yet, but the bed is made. Yes, I think this can work. So see you in the morning. I slept the last 2 days in the Jimny and that went very well. I really like this setup, so let's review this setup and see what I have built and how it's working. If we open the driver door, we put the seat forward. So here we have the trash storage and the empty cans and also the extra cans to fill up the fridge can. So that's a good spot for it. Here just some clothes in a bag. Yeah, you don't have premium space in a Jimny, so every space counts. Under here I have my tripod and some camping stuff for the tent. If I get in here, I can close the door behind me and then take off my shoes and my clothes to climb into my bed, and that works pretty well. Here we have the fridge, and in combination with the power bank, it's just running 24/7 without any issues. And in between here I stuck some extra clothes and my jacket. The cup holder is still usable. Here's the DC-DC converter. If you remove the headrest, you can lower the passenger chair flat, and there's still room for recovery gear under it, so that's nice and low the weight. And in front of the passenger chair we still have some space left, so I think I can make a food pantry out of it. We have a 20-liter jerry can for running water, and that works really well. And then under here we have the storage boxes. So this one is the kitchen box, we can easily pull it forward. Here I need a little tweak, because this bar is now in front of this box. So I'm gonna move it over a little bit so I can open the toolbox here. Also, this is a nice corner, all the cables are now put in. So here the back of my fridge. It's not getting warm, so that's good. It sometimes makes a little bit of noise, but when I was sleeping that was no issue. Here I need to rearrange some more stuff and build more, because I need some storage for small items like my toothbrush and anti-mosquito stuff and bottles of water. The power station works really well. Right now the solar is doing 50 watts, but also the battery is on 99%. When I woke up this morning it was at 80%, so in a few hours it just stopped it off. So this combination of the Victron solar panel of 115 watt with the power station is really a solid choice to keep the fridge running and have some lights here, and the water pump is on it. Also I can charge my camera batteries and my laptop, so this is a really good choice for in the Jimny. Also you have the S700 model, but with power stations like this you can always pull out a lot of power, but putting in the power can, so the charging is always the point where you need to figure out if it's working for you. But right now this setup is working great for me, and I will make a separate video where I explain how I use this, how I power it. So now the bed. How was it to sleep on this for 2 nights? I slept very well. I have this air mattress, it's like 5 centimeters. I have this already for 12 years, so I know I can sleep really well on this. And this is a slimline model, so that fits perfectly in the Jimny. This pillow is from the IKEA. It has memory foam and it's perfect because it's so small. If you have a larger pillow, you have less room to sleep. So my advice in a small camper, and I also use this in the Unimog, get small pillows from the IKEA with memory foam. They are really soft and they bounce back, and it's just perfect to sleep on it. So this is my sleeping bag. It has a comfort temperature of 7 degrees, a limit of 2 degrees and an extreme of -12. But I don't gonna winter camp probably inside of the Jimny, so this will be fine. This is also from my Unimog. And if it's way too cold, I will just start the engine and heat up the Jimny. I put a blanket under the sleeping mat just to protect the corners here, so it won't rub open and then this will deflate in the night. So this is not finished yet. I'm gonna paint it, maybe put some carpet over it to protect the sleeping mattress. Not sure yet, so that will be done in the future. But right now I think this setup is working really great. I got really great reactions on the setup. Also I had the smallest camper of all, and this bar was made by the previous owner. There's some traction boards over it, so I'm gonna tweak it. I will keep it, but I just gonna maybe remove the wooden blocks and see how I gonna work with it. Also here in the front we have some plastic pipe, so if I have my fishing rod I can put it over the bar here into the pipes and then it will stay here. That's a perfect place. So for the kitchen setup, most people put something here, but I got a tip from someone and an idea that you can also put a kitchen thing here which folds out like this. So I need to design that and see if I'm going to do something like that, but that was a really good plan. But I think the kitchen setup is a really nice project for a separate video, because the Jimny camper itself, it's working and it is great. And this is a one-person setup, because for 2 persons you need a crown tent. Because the Jimny is too small to sleep 2 persons in it with a fridge and all your stuff. And I don't want to put stuff outside. But for solo traveling, sleeping inside is really good. In the workshop, and I worked on the kitchen, and I made this table from some solid wood, some rope, some very old hinges, so it has patina. Also I gonna varnish this table so it will look amazing, rounded corners and just a more natural shape, because this is pretty straightforward and straight edges, and I wanted to have something nice. So I got like for 10 euros some wood from the hardware store and made this little table. And to store it is also super simple. Just pull up the rope like this and then tuck it around the corner here and it is in place. So no need for extra hardware to store it. Also we need a place for the cooker. So I put it here on the kitchen drawer. I made like an extension box where the gas bottle and the cooker can fit in. And also here some extra storage. So I can just pull it out, cook on it, and there needs to be a block here, some more weight in here so it stays stable. But it's super simple, and if I'm done cooking, I can just do it like this and close the door. I found this for 2 euros on a flea market and it's stainless steel. So this will be my sink. And I'm gonna put it in a frame and then it will go on this spot. And then I will make the water faucet somewhere here so I can easily take out some water or do some small dishes in here. And when I need to empty it, I will just pull it out and then throw the water away. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, he's not in his workshop. He's outside in the nature on this open field. What happened? I'm actually now halfway of my 3-week trip and I decided back home that I just wanted to finish the Jimny and fiddle around with it instead of filming every step and every mistake and everything that I redid and tweaked, and I just wanted to make progress. So here I am on the trip and I'm gonna end this video. And the reason is I can of course show you now everything I did, but I can better make like a part 2 or like the real tour. So the next video that will be uploaded soon will be the tour itself. So there you can see all the details and how it worked out, and I think that's way more interesting than continue building it. But we have the water now and the sink, and here's the kitchen and the bed, and yeah, see you in the next video. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and like this video, and please comment what you think about this build so far. So see you next time.